Good morning from Scotland. Welcome back. I am back on the trail. Join me on day 3. Like I said in the last video, I skipped ahead to Edinburgh to rest up there. It's probably no surprise. I ended up getting vortexed. That night at the hostel, they had like a free beer tasting. And I met a group, like an international group. We hung out and we grabbed dinner afterwards. Dinner and drinks. So it was nice, had fun. It was nice kind of taking part in the social aspect of the trail, even though they weren't other hikers, which I still haven't seen. Okay, so you joined me about mile 92. I skipped about 50 miles or so. I could go back, but I'm not going to. So, you joined me at the part of this trail I was looking forward to least. I am walking along the canal. Just left, I'm at the outskirts of Edinburgh, and this pretty much goes all the way to Glasgow. So yeah, it's about 50 miles of this, just walking on this cement path, and it's pretty busy. A lot of like bike and scooters and joggers. So yeah, just 50 miles of this. One crazy thing is between here and there, there's only like 900 feet of ascent. It's pretty flat. Of course, on my luck, the last 850 feet will be the last couple of miles. So yeah, it's about 11 a.m. Got out a little bit late. No real plan today. Just gonna walk, see how far I can get. There's no campgrounds or hotels or anything. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for sleeping tonight. I assume, hopefully, be able to find like a field or something somewhere. Yeah, just playing it by ear. That's kind of funny. I was thinking I might have had like a bit of a trail curse. Day 1 on this trail, I remember thinking that went relatively smoothly. I was pretty tired, but all in all, I made the camp I had wanted and had done my goal for the day. So I was thinking on day 1 of the PCT, I had lost my tent stakes, was out of water, and I'd almost been bitten by a rattlesnake. So I was wondering if that kind of trail curse might carry over to a new trail. But then, you know, on day 2 out here, that's when I got injured and sick, so maybe there's something to it. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm really going to show in this video. There's not much going on. Just been walking along the same path for the last couple of miles. It's been a constant din of traffic in the background. Occasionally bikes fly by. Some of them don't even ring their bells. Yeah, got about 2, maybe 3 days of this. Can see if I could maybe start pushing on the miles, maybe shoot for maybe 15 today. But we'll see. I got out pretty late. Well, speaking of trail curses, just realized I lost the ND filter for my camera. Those are basically like sunglasses for the lens. It's a little technical with like frame rates and stuff, but it's what I use to make the image look a bit better. I do have another one, but it's a higher powered one, so I'm not sure if it's gonna make it come up as darker. I might be able to fix that in post. We'll see. I won't really know until I can review the footage on the bigger screen. Just walking. It's kind of peaceful. I mean, besides the occasional speeding cyclists, it's not too bad. Well, I finally found a little private place where I could go pee. I was in such a rush. So I was like right next to this path. I kind of scraped myself on like a little dead branch right along my backside, so that's fun. Oh, these are the first blossoming trees I've seen in a while, or at all, maybe. I guess spring is coming slowly. Looks like a convenient little resting place. Good spot as any to take a load off for a few minutes. Okay guys, so I decided, actually when I was sitting at that bench I saw right up at the top at the bridge there was a pub. So stopped in for an hour, grabbed a couple of pints, recharged my camera because I forgot to do that before I left today. It's about 1 o'clock, so that was my lunch break for the day. I'm just gonna press on. Hasn't been too bad actually. Weather's nice, no rain today. It's been gray and cold, but if you keep moving, it's not too bad. I wonder if I could just take one of these boats up the canal. That would be nice. So I was looking at the map when I was at the pub, and I'm still not sure exactly what the plan is for tonight. I saw some spots that might be campable fields, but they might also just be like farmland. So yeah, I'm just playing it by ear. Okay guys, I think I mentioned in my last video that it's been a bit of an ordeal getting from Ireland up to Scotland. I had, to get from Dublin to start of the trail, it was about 5 buses, 2 trains, and a taxi over this course of about 14 hours. So around 2 a.m. I left the hotel, took a city bus downtown, and I was waiting for like a company bus that I booked that would take me up to Belfast to take the ferry to Scotland. It's supposed to leave around 2:50. And it shows up around 2:40, but the doors don't open. And I wasn't sure what the protocol was. Like, I didn't want to be like the rude American, like banging on the door. So I just kind of waited. It was pretty obvious, I think, that I was waiting for that bus. Like, I'm standing like right in front of the doors, my bag and everything. I made eye contact with the driver a couple of times. But I thought, okay, so maybe they just open the doors like right at 2:50. So I figured if they don't, then I'll just say something. 2:50 rolls around, and sitting out there for like 20 minutes, go up to knock on the door. He just pulls off, which is kind of what I was afraid of. So I didn't know what to do. I thought I'd try to call the bus company since, I paid for a ticket, but the customer service wanted open for like another 5 or 6 hours. So brought out Google Maps, and I saw that there was another bus from the same company leaving from Dublin Airport in about 20 minutes, and it was like a 10-minute drive away. So I tried flagging a cab down, nobody stopped, so I brought up Uber. And in Dublin, Uber just kind of connects you with like local taxis, so it's not like private drivers. And I was doing that when I saw another cab coming by, and I flagged it down, and he stopped. As soon as I approached him, he just like revved the car in reverse. So I'm like, okay, like whatever. So I go back to the app, and it turns out it had already connected me with somebody, and then that same taxi driver pulled up and asked if I was quiet, and I was like, yeah. So, it had connected me with him. It's just like, I guess maybe that's why he had kind of reversed, but it's kind of an inconsequential part of the story. But at the time, it's just kind of like one of those things where it feels like everything is going wrong all at once. So we're in the cab, headed to the airport. I'm trying to buy another ticket for the bus to Belfast. Like, I had already had one, but it says it's only good for, this bus at that time. So just in case, wasn't that much more. Just wanted to have another ticket ready to go, but I wasn't able to buy the ticket. There's one leaving at like, 3:15, 3:20 from Dublin Airport, but I wasn't able to buy that one. I was only able to buy the one for 5:20. I couldn't really just wait a couple of hours because that would have screwed up the entire chain of trains tickets and bus tickets that I had. I was really trying to be on that one. So I get to the airport, the cab drops me off, and I see that I'm on like there's a parallel road. I'm on one road, but the bus is supposed to be on an opposite road, and I can't figure out how to get over there because there's like a higher than waist height, like a gate or fence going all the way down. I look, it's like a couple hundred yards in that direction, a couple hundred yards in the other direction, and there seems to be like no way to get over there. So I'm just kind of wandering around, kind of panicking. I've only got like 5 minutes before this other bus is supposed to leave, and I see it like a little crosswalk to the other side. So I go over there, but the gate is like chained shut, and I'm there and I actually see the bus. So I make the executive decision to jump the fence. I should mention, like, I was kind of set up for travel mode, not like hiking mode. So I had like multiple bags because of like, weight limits for luggage on the buses and stuff. I had my bag of food, my bag of electronics, and my main backpack. I gently put the electronics over, I throw the food over, throw my bag over, climb the fence, get to the other side, pick it all up, run to the bus, this time I do knock on the door, and so I'm like, hi, like, I'm able to buy a ticket, like, cash or card, and he says, like, no, and I was like, well, I tried to go on the website, but it's only showing me, the bus from a couple of hours from now. Is there anything I could do? And he's like, no. And so then I explained, well, I do have a ticket, but it was the one from Dublin. When I got there, the driver didn't open the door, and he's just like, yeah, that was me. So it was a friendly exchange, basically. Yes, I should have knocked on the door. Still, I kind of feel like it was obvious I was waiting for that bus, but yeah, I guess that's not his job. Like, he wants to be safe and stuff. I get that. So anyway, so I get on the bus and everything worked out, but I made most of my connections. There was one link in the chain, like the second to last one, where this bus was about 20 minutes late, so that would make me miss my last shuttle for the day down to the border hotel. But in the end, kind of was like a bit of a miracle. There was very few drop-offs and pickups, and these guys, they like speed heavily through these very narrow, winding country roads. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, so in the end, it all worked out. It was just like one of those little travel stories that are in the moment are pretty stressful, but something funny to look back on. Oh, that's slightly ominous. (2:45 in the afternoon, 7 miles in, and about half a mile or so from a town of, I think, Broxburn. Trail kind of goes right up the middle. So I'll see what they have. Might maybe stop for another pint or maybe grab a small bite. Kind of been craving Chinese food. So maybe get some takeout or something. So I have no idea about camp or anything. After I passed through the town, I saw on the map there's possibly like a field or like a hiking trail or something, so might check that out and just call it quits for the night around 10 or 11 miles in. Okay guys, well, as expected, that field I saw on the map is kind of just like some kind of access road. So there's like a couple of junk cars around. Seems a bit weird, so, and pretty open and exposed. There's actually a pretty good spot, like there's like a trail in the woods, like back that way about a mile. Probably should have stopped there, but decided to push ahead. Right across from the field, there's like this bridge, kind of goes through here. This also looks like some kind of like off-road. Maybe this is where the kids, the youths, do their wheelies and stuff. But I mean, there's a spot back here. I mean, it's like a Monday night, so probably, hopefully, shouldn't get too crazy. I think maybe I'll just set up here. Sunset is about an hour away, so I'm thinking maybe I'll just kind of get prepped and make some food and just like put everything up like after it gets dark, like just in case, even though it's still kind of exposed. If anyone comes back here, that's kind of scary, but you know, what are you gonna do? This is what I signed up for. So yeah, after got to the town of Broxburn, I stopped by a pub, had a couple of pints of Guinness. There was a Chinese food place that would open in about an hour, but I saw there was an Aldi, like a grocery store. Stopped by there, did some resupply, got some like ready to eat, like ready to cook noodles and pastas and stuff. So yeah, I think I'll just make dinner tonight. Saved a lot of money. It was like 16 pounds for maybe 4 or 5 days worth of food. Probably way too much, but it's all pretty lightweight. Heavy stuff I got was water. I don't really want to fill up from the canal, and I forgot to get water at that pub before I left, so I figure I'll just use the water I bought, cook up some food. So yeah, just kind of hang out for an hour till it gets dark. Okay, well, kind of as expected, some dudes on dirt bikes just kind of came down this hill here. I was actually thinking about, since I had time, maybe seeing if I can ascend this. Might be possible with poles, but yeah, there's like a lot of bikes and stuff going through. It's not a good idea. Okay, spot is pretty much ready to go. Just need to throw the trekking pole on to lift it up. I am going to start. I've been keeping my bag in my tent. On the PCT, I kind of hung my bag on the trekking pole, but this bag is like way too heavy to do that. So I was bringing it in because I didn't want, like, you know, creepy crawlies and stuff getting in. But I'm using like a pack liner, aka trash bag. So I'm just going to try putting the bag in that tonight, keeping it in the vegetable. Anyway, so I'll also go over this in my gear video, but yes, I am carrying a chair. Yeah, which reminds me, in Edinburgh I did offload about 8 pounds worth of stuff, sent back. Kind of gonna miss it, but yeah, it was way too heavy. Even with that pack, which carries loads really well, it's you know, it's better to go light. But I mean, still not light. I'm still way over what I was in the PCT, but it's a lot more manageable now. Yeah, we should probably go over the stats for today. So, only did about 9 miles. Ascent was 155, descent was 197. And it took about 6 hours to get here, but I also spent a total of about 2 hours in pubs on the way, so we'll say 4 hours. So yeah, pretty good pace. I'm actually doing really well. My feet are holding up. Hip flexor, arms, feeling pretty good. So yeah, I guess I'll make dinner and I will catch you tomorrow. We continue the canal walk to Glasgow. Goodbye forever.